So welcome to our lesson of the day. I'm Paul and this is
Freddie.
And together we're going to be talking about the importance of mental health from a parent's point of view and a
child's point of view.
We've scripted that out massively, haven't we, mate?
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about the importance of mental health and how you can improve your mental health as well. What we're going to be using is
a giant Coke bottle.
A giant Coke bottle, which you shouldn't drink because it's bad for your teeth and bad for your health. But we'll explain why this is like your mental health. And
Legos. We couldn't find normal Legos because I do have structures built, but I don't want to break them.
Yeah, we didn't want to break them, so we just thought we'd get some Duplo instead. And we're going to explain why Lego / Duplo is also like your mental health. So we're going to talk about obviously why we need to look after our mental health, how we can improve it. But to explain who we are first, I'm Paul. I do a lot of work around mental health, sharing my personal experience, doing talks in companies and schools. And this is my son, Freddie. And what do you do, mate?
Well, I'm 10 years old and I have a TikTok and Instagram account, which is helping you, yes you, with your self-esteem and your mental health and motivation.
Nice. And what is the TikTok and Instagram account?
It's the Little Motivator on TikTok and the Little Motivator 17 on Instagram.
Cool. So Freddie, when was it? We did a video when you was 9, right? So by this time I was doing a lot of work around mental health, and we did a video. Do you remember when we sat down on the sofa?
Oh yeah.
And we spoke about grief, we spoke about depression, anxiety from a 9-year-old's perspective. And it did really well, didn't it? It got a couple of thousand views.
Now I'm 10.
And you've been signing autographs ever since. And that was at the beginning when you started to grow your hair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why are you growing your hair quickly?
I'm growing my hair because there's a lot of people with cancer who haven't got hair and dying. And before they die, I want them to have hair.
So we're donating it?
Yeah.
And we were going to cut it before lockdown, wasn't we?
Yeah, but all this coronavirus stuff happened.
Now we're growing it even longer.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait till it's finished, then we can go and get our hair done.
So, what was I getting to? So we did this video, and then when lockdown happened, everyone was doing all these live lessons, weren't they? Like PE with Joe Wicks and science with this person. And then we said, why don't we do a lesson on like emotions and mental health, and we started doing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, didn't we?
At 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they started to do pretty well, and you got featured on CBBC, didn't you?
Yeah.
Talking about the importance of mental health.
And we both did, actually.
Yeah. But I won't shout about me being on CBBC. Yeah. It's not very cool. But yeah, and then we thought, why don't we do a couple of others? So this is actually our first ever live gig, isn't it, mate?
First ever, actually.
First ever live gig where we've been asked to do something together.
Never even done a gig, so this is my first gig.
Would you want to do more? Like, would you want to do speaking on motivation and?
Well, you know that you go places and speak there. Yeah? Myself would want to come with you and speak to, like, you know, classes, because you spoke to classes. What else did you speak? Just other people, really. And that's what I want to do, because I want to spread the message and actually hear what my role model is doing.
Definitely. I'll pay you later, yeah? No, that broke my heart a little bit. Broke my heart in a good way. Like,
why did it break your heart?
Not like a bad way.
Broke my heart, sadly.
But yeah, no, it's good that you want to do that. I think it's nice that you want to help others as well. And that's what we want to do with this lesson today. So should we talk about mental health? So what does mental health mean to you from a child's point of view, and then I'll do an adult's point of view?
From a child's point of view, it's kind of hard to say because I am quite young. But I would say there's two things you can cut it into. There's good mental health and bad mental health. What I mean by these two things, good mental health is when you're healthy, you're positive, you have a positive mindset. Like when you wake up in the morning, you go, splash my face with cold water, I'm ready to get this day started.
Crush it.
And then a bad mental health is, as I just said, negative. So I say, as the example, waking up, going, oh, I've got a rubbish day at work today. Oh, I want to go back to bed. So that's my reasons.
And would you say that your mental health goes like this? Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad?
Well, today it went bad because I had to do work, but then I did all my work before 10 o'clock and that made it good. Why am I going up if it's bad? I went up if it's good. So I went down and then I went up, and then the day I've just been in the middle, and that's it. I'm just still in the middle right now.
Cool. But mental health does that, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not just,
it's
I'm
not
good.
It's not like you're good the whole...
What's that
like,
accent?
forever.
I'm good.
I don't know. It sounds weird.
Fine. It's like, I'm fine.
Good.
All right, yeah. So you've basically explained it how I would have explained it, that we all have mental health, that mental health is very similar to physical health, right? We have a scale. If I don't look after my physical health, what happens?
You can get really, like, sad and depressed and have
Or I
anxiety.
can get sick, fat, physical health.
Oh, yeah, true.
Sick.
Oh, physical, sorry.
Yeah, sick,
oh, yeah,
fat.
sick, fat.
Yeah, like, whatever.
Your
Whatever's...
bones stop growing.
Exactly. So I can physically become unwell. Whereas with mental health, of course, mental health is more complex, but we still have that scale. If we don't look after our mental health, it can deteriorate and it can get worse.
It can hurt us physically and emotionally.
Yeah, so I think everyone has mental health, so the fact we don't talk about it as much, and I believe that's generation after generation, really kind of shows the need for us to talk about it more, which is what we want to do today, right? Why do you not think we spoke about it? Just quickly, before we bring in the Coke bottle and the Duplo, because this is interesting for me, because obviously, as you know, I lost my dad, right, to a mental illness problem, and you've met Grandad Mac, right, who is 94, been through the war, hardly ever cries. He cries a little bit now because he's a lot older.
Yeah, he's sad.
But his generation never ever spoke about mental health. Like,
No.
and then my dad's generation never really spoke about it. Whereas even with my generation, when I was at school, we never spoke about it at all. Why is that strange to you that people didn't talk about it?
It is, because at schools, they don't say anything about it. They do relate to stuff, so let's say emotions. That we do talk about emotions as a lesson, but we don't never ever say the word mental health or even use it.
So you're probably saying there's still a bit of a silence around it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to change, yeah?
We're trying to get people to speak to people who have mental health. So like, if they're sad, depressed, and low self-esteem, we want them to talk to other people. Like, because of COVID-19 now, we want them to talk to online people. So
encouraging them to talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do, is encourage people to talk about it, not to suffer in silence and have to like not tell anyone. So let's do it. So let's bring in, what should we bring in first, the Duplo or the Coke?
Or are we going to open the Coke?
No.
Why? Try the Coke.
Let's do the Coke first. So normally, no, a little bit. Normally we would use a small Coke bottle for this, and not just saying Coke, any bottle can be used, any soft drink, any soda can be used.
Soda.
Now, this of course is not very good for your mental health.
Definitely.
Right? But how is this similar to this?
I'll tell you, because let's say someone. So this is a brand new day. You don't want to go to school. Is that a good enough shake?
Yeah.
Something bad happens at work. You go home, something bad happens at home.
Good work.
And eventually you can see this is starting to fizz up a bit. And
starting to bubble up.
If you keep all your emotions in there. Can't open it? What is that?
Yeah, go on. Try it. It probably won't explode because it's a big bottle. Oh, God.
You see that?
Oh, it's going. Oh, wait, close it.
No! It's actually... I didn't know that.
So that's a perfect example, right? So what happened? What happened to that?
It started to
What happened?
explode. Like
Yeah,
all your emotions would just
Mummy
come
would have
out.
killed me.
All the way all on the carpet.
So the lesson, as Freddie was saying, is every time we get a little bit of stress, imagine the Coke bottle gets shaken. Now, what will happen, as we nearly saw, is that will explode, won't it? It will burst.
Explode so huge that it'll just be stuff everywhere. On
Stuff
the floor.
everywhere. Don't put Mentos in it either.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Or snouts.
Wait, what?
No, that's something different. Don't worry. But with this, it explodes, yeah? So what happens with our mental health? If I get loads of stress, so what was it? Not wanting to go to school. Something happens at school. Coming home, something happens at home. All of these kind of stress that happens to us, if we just ignore it and ignore it and ignore it, what's going to happen?
It's going to overflow and just explode everywhere.
So a lot of times...
Not saying you won't explode, like... As
Yeah,
a human, your body won't just go
yeah, but
bang.
Yeah. The stress will overflow, won't it, essentially?
And you'll just cry. Just cry.
Could be cry, could be angry, could be lots of different things, couldn't it? So essentially, the idea of this is, can we still open the bottle? Like as Freddie did, he just shook it, and then opened it and
Well,
started
we'll
to
have
explode.
to open it now.
But I
it
reckon I
alright?
can get it, but I have to slowly relieve the pressure, yeah? Obviously, I know it's just...
Yeah, it's not...
You see, obviously, we can still open the bottle and we
No,
can still...
it's not quick.
No. We can still take a swig. But we relieve the pressure slowly. So, if we think of that, how can you relieve the pressure? Like, what helps you relieve the stress?
Doing something I like, doing something I like, or just talking to people. Talking to people is probably the best one,
Okay.
I'd say.
So when you're struggling, you
Yeah.
talk to someone.
But if you're a bit nervous and you don't like sharing your emotions, you can use journals. There's your journal.
Yeah. So
You can write your feelings down in a journal, or you could do something you like, as I said, just, I don't know, draw, bake something, go outside.
nice. Exercise.
Exercise, yes, that's a really good one.
Breathing. Meditation.
Yeah, meditation. Also, speaking of meditation,
Vegetation.
meditation. With meditation, there's some really good apps which I think, if you're younger, what age would you say?
What for?
Moshi.
I don't know. Like Teddy went to sleep with it last night and he's 3, so I would
I'm
say
10 now.
2 to 10 maybe.
2 to 10.
2 to 11 or something.
Let's go 2 to 11.
So Moshi is the app. You can download it and it's like sleep, meditations, but also
Music.
stories, music.
Yep.
Which
Also,
is
there's
good.
another one called Calm for adults and teenagers.
Calm.
For like the older people.
And did you know Calm own Moshi? Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't actually know that.
So Calm, the same app Calm, you might have seen it. They're the ones who own Moshi.
Also, Moshi, you might think that sounds similar to Moshi Monsters, because Moshi Monsters actually they have the stories in it. So let's say, I don't know, you have a favourite character in Moshi Monsters, there'll be a story for it.
Yeah. And did you know the guy who started Calm also started Moshi Monsters?
Yeah, I think I just said
Fun
that.
fact.
I think I just said that.
Headspace is another one. So what helps your mental health might also differ from Freddie's. So Freddie said, use the Moshi app. They might try the Moshi app and be like, this is rubbish. This isn't helpful at all. And that's the thing with mental health, isn't it? It's all so different. Like,
We all have different features.
helping my mental health is like going for a run. That helps me. Does it help you going for a run?
I would say it helps me a bit, but it doesn't help me so much.
Does it help mummy going for a run?
No. Like,
It's like even yoga or puzzles. The puzzles is the
Oh,
one that
mummy
I always
loves-
use.
no. Wait, puzzles? You said you hate puzzles.
Exactly right. There was an article, you might have seen it, ways to deal with anxiety, and one of them was puzzles. And mummy bought a 1,000-piece puzzle, didn't she?
Yeah.
You and her sat there doing it, and she sat there doing it on her own as well.
You finished it.
I got angry, I got frustrated, I did it for about 10 minutes, and my Coke bottle was about to explode, right? So mental health is very individual. So all we would say is find out what works for you and make sure you do it to relieve that pressure. Otherwise, you're going to explode.
You're not actually going to explode, though. Now, the Duplo.
So, Duplo / Lego can also be compared to your mental health. And let's say that this is my mind and my mental health. And then all of a sudden...
I dropped that on my hand. I dropped that on my ankle.
It gets smashed, right? And again, the audio looks like it's just been destroyed there. Again, with this can happen all the time, right? You're having a good day and then something happens. Or, there's going to be times in our life where we get dealt some bad news or something traumatic happens to us. And all of a sudden, everything could be fine and then bang, it just gets worse.
Also,
right?
This is not encouraging you to go to a Lego and destroy some Lego
Don't smash Lego, especially...
Don't smash Lego sets.
Especially if you're the younger brother and your brother is into Lego.
Yeah. No, wait, younger brother? You mean... Oh, yeah, I'm the older brother. My
the
younger
brother
destroys
the Lego.
it.
Exactly. Right.
Teddy destroys it.
Now, a lot of people say with mental health you can snap out of it. So, what we're going to attempt to do is snap back to that lovely building tower that I'd created. So Freddy's the more magic one than I am. So let's snap. Again.
I feel like this is some cheesy show we're doing. Believe.
Look at the camera.
Believe in fairies. Believe in fairies. Fairies.
Now, obviously, magic does exist, but in this case,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. And
not Harry Potter.
A lot of people expect to just snap out of it, to feel better, to get back to the way they were. But how can we build that tower? How can we get back to where it was?
One brick at a time. So, wait, it should be easy to fix.
There you go. One brick at a time. So
One brick at a time.
I mean, you smashed that good, mate. They went everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But Freddy is going to do it every one brick at a time. And hopefully, it's a little bit different because he's gone for a different design this time.
And there's one more. What is this?
Let's go for like a more structured design. But you can see, we've now built it up, but Freddy's had to do it one brick at a time. And now, with mental health, we can't snap out of it. We can't just get better all of a sudden. We have to, again, exercise, journal, whatever it is, one bit at a time. Like small steps. Yeah?
Yeah, I swear there was another piece. I swear there was... Oh, yeah, there's another blue piece down there.
There's Lego and Duplo everywhere because we've been showing this example a couple of times.
Yeah.
So,
literally, Lego there, Lego there.
Small steps. Why do you think small steps is important, Freddie, when you're actually really struggling?
Small baby steps are important because you can't rush things. You know the story of the hare and the turtle? They were going to race because the hare was all like, I'm faster than you. Wait, was it tortoise or turtle?
Tortoise, I think.
Tortoise.
Do you know I never used to be able to say that when I was young? Tortoise.
Toys. Yeah, and eventually the turtle won because it took it slow, easy, and baby steps.
Okay. And when you are really struggling in that, as you said, when your mental health is really bad, is it easy to go and do a marathon?
No.
Is it easy to, I don't know, go and even see a counsellor or something like that?
I don't know.
No, it's not. So,
I don't know.
When we're in that really bad place, doing the smallest of tasks is sometimes difficult, isn't it? Like getting out of bed, making your bed, getting dressed, going out. When people are really struggling with their depression, those small things that people do every single day are massive tasks to people. So the way that they can look at it is instead of trying to focus on like massive goals that they have to achieve, small little steps. Yeah?
Yep.
And 1%, if you keep doing 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% the next day, what does it add up to?
It adds up to...
Depends how many days you do it, right?
100%. We'll go 100%.
So yeah, small wins and focus on taking small little steps and hopefully that will help.
Definitely knew that.
So let's end it on
19 minutes.
A sentence that we both want to share. So
I got a really
or a
good
lesson
quote.
that we both want to share. So Freddie, you start. What do you want to share with everyone?
Slow and steady wins the race.
And with the fingers, slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the... We should make that into a remix song. Slow and steady, slow and steady, slow, steady.
Nice.
that ended.
So Sloan said he wins the race, and then I want to end by saying, if you are struggling, even if you're a child or a parent, that you're not alone, and hopefully this video has helped show that. And we should be able to talk about mental health, right? Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make us weak. It makes us averagely strong.
All right,
because I'm not a good example of being
strong. If I was
strong.
wearing a black t-shirt and I hid my head, it would look like you've got
like
no muscles.
Yeah, I like that idea. Hold on. No, come on. Wave to the camera. Right, thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of it, and
enjoy your life.
If they want to find out about you, where do they go?
They go to on TikTok. They go to The Little Motivator, and on Instagram, The Little Motivator 17.
And if you want to find out about me, go to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and search for Paul McGregor or P McGregor. He's off. He's done. Said enough.
Bye.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.